Ladies, gentlemen, subreddit.
Oh, hey there, subreddit. You look so lonely, baby. Vulnerable. They're all by your own. Oh, let me help you out a bit by
Telling these wonderful viewers to fill you up with their stories, of course.
Yeah, to fill you up real good, like, yeah. Hey, buddy, gonna make a deal. If you make it for free, I give you a shout out. What do you say?
Sadly, I don't work for free.
Oh, fine, then I'll pay you 1 cent so it's technically not free, huh?
Deal.
Nice. When is it finished?
Oh, bam! Hope you like it. I went with the third theme.
What the fudge is this?
It's what you were willing to pay for, my good man. Enjoy!
Hey, I see you're a web developer. Are you interested in taking up any projects?
Hey, yeah, I'm a full stack developer. I use the MERN stack, all of these, basically. I have 3 years experience in a professional environment and 2 years working remote. What kind of project are you thinking?
Well, I want to make a new CRM for our marketing agency now. Something geared towards our niche, so to say. That way we'd be able to automate our work and create custom reports and invoices for our clients.
Well, sure. Do you already have a website and hosting?
Yeah, buddy, we have a WordPress website.
Did you want that updated as well?
Nah, we like it the way it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd love to know more about the project, actually. My current rate is $50 an hour with a monthly retainer to get started.
$50 an hour? That's kinda high, buddy.
Oh, okay. What do you feel comfortable with paying? Everything's negotiable, you know.
Oh, great. Well, I was thinking you can make this for us and we can give you a shout out on our Instagram, letting everyone know how great of a job you did. There's a lot of businesses following us. That'll get you a lot of work, huh?
Is this a joke?
What do you mean, buddy?
You can't be serious. You claim to own a marketing agency, but you can't pay me?
No, but we'll be able to get other people to work with you at your rate, huh?
First of all, a project like this can take easily 3-6 months. Second, you literally just posted about how much money you make. And third, do your clients pay you an exposure too?
That's stupid. How hard can it be to code? You must be a scammer. I'm gonna tell my followers to report you.
Go ahead, they'll just see how you're not actually rich and just a cheapskate who can't afford to pay real wages. Next time, just go on Fiverr if you want to save, but you probably can't even afford the $5 either.
Buddy, consider yourself blocked and reported. There.
This next story is entitled Desperate CB Friend of a Friend Got Laid Off and Needs a New Job. Once help finding a new job at my company, wasn't as desperate and job gets filled and gets upset. This one happened to me recently and I got so frustrated and upset and started to doubt where I worked, what I did, and if maybe I wasn't helpful enough. I met a friend of a friend who really was a co-worker of a guy I worked with years in past. The friend of mine hadn't seen each other in a while, but he calls me up one day and asks me if I could meet him for a coffee. I say sure, and after I pay for the coffee, he did offer by the way, we chat, catch up, and he says the real reason he reached out was because he knew I worked at a great company and that I had some clout within the organization. He says he worked with a guy a long time ago who's fallen on hard times and was laid off a few months ago and has tried everything and still coming up with nothing. He said I was always one to help and if I could do him a favor and talk to him. To be honest, it sounded like a bit of ego stroking, but I did and do have very good pull of these types of things and I'm always happy to help. If there's anything I can do, I always try to help because in my view, if I were in that position, I wouldn't mind a helping hand. Especially since I never really had help like that and I hope this person would pay it forward. Anyway, I'll call the guy and let him know I spoke to his friend and mentioned that I might be able to scour our internal position for him, finding something related to the experience, and if he wanted to apply, I'd get the hiring manager and or the HR person to reach out. And here is the first red flag that I should have picked up on. He wasn't as receptive or as grateful for that offer, and instead keep asking things like,
Do you know the big boss? Are there
a higher job title than his original,
spots? I don't really want to start from scratch.
and stuff like that. Basically, things that didn't really line up with a desperate guy who's tried everything. Regardless, by coincidence, I found a posting for a role that lined up very well with his past experience, very similar role to what he had done in the past. It was on an adjacent team in a region that is very close to said individual's old job, good pay, great people on the team whom I know, and I showed the posting to this guy expecting a "wow, that's great, what do you need from me?" type of response. Instead, I got a very tempered response with complaints about commute being too far from home, with other stuff like wanting some more money and higher job title, all of which makes sense if the guy was already working and looking for a position versus a guy who'd been laid off with no work in the last few months. I end up having to sell the guy on the job, the organization, money, even telling him how much he'd probably make and what to ask for. He asks me,
Can I see your resume though? Just to make sure I think mine is bad.
I say no, mine is up to date and I don't really want to share it right now. He backed off. In the meantime, I do what I promise and type a good referral note to the hiring manager and HR and blind CC the guy so he knows I've done my part and all he has to do is apply formally and he'd get a call. 2 weeks go by and no follow-up with me from anyone, and so I reach out to the guy and say, "Hey, did you get a call?" He tells me not yet. He hadn't applied yet because he didn't customize his resume and cover letter like I told him to, because it was a lot of work. By the time he did all of this and submitted, they closed the position and were already down the road with several candidates. Once that happens, not really much I can do as there are more likely other candidates that are in. They also said the person didn't apply, so they couldn't do anything and had lots of people apply for that role inside and outside the organization. So basically it was better luck next time. I gave the guy the bad news and the guy asks if I could see if they could reconsider. The guy follows up every day with me via email, then blows up my phone after a few days while I was working with some frustrated and angry texts. One of the texts read,
Listen, man, I don't know why you're ignoring me, but next time, don't offer to help someone get a job if you can't. Not cool.
I simply replied with, "You should have applied how and when I told you to. I'm sorry it didn't work out." Blocked and deleted after that. I reached out to the friend who originally referred him to me and he let me know that he didn't know the guy that well, but felt really bad for what he had done and was shocked that the guy was so indifferent given his situation. Some may call this unfair or unwillingness to help. I call it natural selection.
Hey man, is the TV still available?
Yeah, sure, for $500.
How about I give $200 in an Amazon gift card, huh?
No, it's $500.
Can't you lower it? Come on, buddy.
Lowest I'm gonna go is $425.
Aw, F you! Why can't you lower it for me? We were friends! You're a piece of crap!
Have a nice day there, friend. Yeah, sorry about that guy. Backed out last minute yesterday.
Oh, yes, I see. Then I'll give you $30.
What? No!
$40.
It's $150 now.
$50 cash, bro. Looking for a new babysitter? I'm not going to be paying anyone $10 an hour to literally sit while my 2 kids play. $20 for a couple hours. Don't need to make food or do anything like that. I have Wi-Fi and PlayStation, and the kids occupy themselves. House isn't very big and it's on the floor, so you don't have to follow them around or anything. You must be reliable. I'm frustrated if you can't tell. LOL. My kids are 4 and 6. Here's my address.
I just don't understand why you can't draw me for free. You don't do anything with your day, so I should give you something to do. Plus, I have 10K followers on Instagram and I can shout you out. I want full color plus printed and shipped. Asking $20 for that is a rip-off. Tree trimming. Looking for someone that will trim a tree with low-hanging branches over my patio. That doesn't want $35 an hour to do it. Have a hard time justifying that hourly amount for outside yard work or maintenance when I don't make that much an hour as an educated professional. Recommendations would be appreciated. Thank you.
Payment? Well, you see, this company I'm making, it's really growing really slowly. I'm making all these books by myself, but I had an epiphany that if I make my books into a comic, it will be amazing. However, I don't have the money. I don't have money in general. That's where you come along. With your fascinating art skills and my book writing, we could make our work very popular indeed. In return for your hard work and effort, I can share your art in the Discord server and websites. People will be fascinated with your style of art. You'll become a famous artist. Let's just say that this is more of a deal than an offer. You help me, and I'll help you.
This one is called A Shameful Story. I was the choosing beggar. So when I was at college at 16, I worked part-time in a supermarket, but most of the money went to my bus pass. Because I was from a small town, it cost me double the price for my bus pass, as only 5 people from our town would take the bus. So when I get to college, my friends would all be spending money on food and everything in the cafe, and I always felt left out since I couldn't afford as much as them.
They'd be having fun with their pizzas and chips and sausage rolls and lasagna and etc. And I'd be there with my sandwich from home. Sometimes my friends would get an extra bowl of chips or something to share for the table. I once got really annoyed by the fact they were flashing how much money they all had, so I grabbed the bowl of chips from the center and put it on my plate. One of my friends said,
"Oh, that's for the middle to share."
and I said back, "Yeah, but everybody has their own food and I want some too." To which they replied,
"Well, you should have got some food when we were all getting ours."
Then I still regret saying this to this day, even though it was 12 years ago. Well, you guys have more money than me, so I think you should be buying me food. You're all buying your own and parading it in front of me. At least buy me food if you want me to sit with you. They stupidly didn't fight me on it and let me eat the chips. But I constantly think about how crappy it was back then, especially when I'm in bed late at night and can't sleep. So yeah, guys, don't be like I was.
And the Nobel Peace Prize for being a reformed choosing beggar comes to this guy! Hey! I'm looking for a personal trainer. I can pay you nothing. I will complain consistently. I will cry. I will need constant reassurance. And we'll need to go to the gym that's next to Universal. I have no idea which one that is though. My schedule is flexible. However, I am not when it comes to stretching. Takers?
So I came to the store to quickly get my fender adjusted. Something that took less than a minute, like getting your chains oiled or wheels pumped. Staff snarled at me, demanded that I pay for the service. If they were interested in good customer relations instead of every penny dime, I would have come back. Guess I'm never going back.
And believe me when I'm telling you this, buddy, but that is in everyone's good interest.
I want Fortnite on Amazon Fire 7 and up because I don't care what Epic does to it to make it compatible. I want it, please! The devices that are compatible right now are too expensive and I don't have anything besides PS4, so I need to have a way to play Fortnite when it's not my turn. I might quit Fortnite after a lifetime refund on my account if this doesn't happen.
So I got home after the 4th of July holiday to find 3 boxes of Amazon deliveries on my doorstep in San Francisco. Not unusual, but what was unusual was the fact that they were all opened and had been rifled through. Stranger still, nothing was missing. I don't know whether to feel violated or rejected. CB package thieves, I guess. This story is called Baseball Game Gets Rained Out. CB wants his hotel paid for by the team. I work at a minor league baseball team in the ticketing office. I deal with a handful of CBs a day, but this one may be the worst yet this season. We had a game this weekend get rained out after a delay to the start time. Our ticket policy is no refunds or exchanges for tickets. In the event of a rainout, tickets can be exchanged for any future regular season home game that year or equal or less value depending on availability. No refund is available, but there's no restriction on the game they choose to redeem the rainout for other than it had to be during that regular season. This guy came in today who said he came in from out of town for the game and wanted a refund since the exchange won't work for him. He's told by the other box office worker today that we had a policy of no refunds but that he can exchange them for any game for the rest of the season. This obviously isn't gonna fly for this guy, and after some verbal berating of my coworker, she transfers him to the box office manager. He's transferred to our director of ticketing. She tells him the same thing but caves enough to tell him she can upgrade his ticket for exchange for any game for the rest of his season or next season. This is above and beyond what even the best customers should be getting now, let alone this guy. He literally gets more upset at this offer and begins to swear at her profusely and then tells her we should pay for his hotel as well. He's finally transferred to our assistant general manager, but joke's on this guy, our AGM and GM are out for the week at the All-Star game. I really wish at some point someone would just tell these people that the way they are choosing to treat people isn't going to get them anything instead of giving into these a-holes.
Today's episode was brought to you by my unstable mental state. I hope you liked it, enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel to help me out. Don't forget, next week I am on vacation, so no videos then, but I will come back. I always come back.